Hi everyone, I'm Janet, and today we are going to be doing a practice around our second kosha, which is the Pranamaya Kosha. So we did the Annamaya Kosha, which is our physical body, the outermost layer, the most dense layer. So we're going to be working inwards to the next layer, which is we're starting to work with the subtle body. So prana is often referred to as the breath, or pranamaya kosha, the breath body, but it's a little bit more than that. So it involves the breath, but it's this energetic force that orchestrates all kind of living life, living function. So it is the force behind what allows our lungs to expand and contract. And it's the force that pumps blood through our veins. It's the force that beats our heart, that makes our stomach kind of gurgle and digest. So we're going to be working and connecting with that today. So this is kind of the function that happens automatically. We don't really think about it that much, and which is amazing. Like, it happens without us needing to really do much. But it is also a force that can make us feel really alive when we connect to it, and really present when we connect to it. So we're going to be working with that. And for me, the way to connect with this is, yes, the breath, but also backbends, which are very immediate. Yeah, there's this feeling of whoa, kind of like electricity with backbending, that buzzing sensation. So we are going to be playing with those a little bit today, but we're going to start with a bit of breath work. So come into a comfortable seat where you can get comfortable. So I don't want you to be distracted by your physical body. The idea is that we worked with that with Annamaya Kosha, the food body, and we want to be free from tension. So find a comfortable seat where you're not thinking about your body too much. I know that's a big ask. And then you're going to lift your lower back and illuminate the spine. So you find that alertness. Our spine is where our central nervous system exists. And at the same time that you find this illumination, this vibrancy outwards, can you also have a little softness and a pulling in? And then just notice your breath. And just by paying attention to your breath, it might automatically become a little bit smoother, a little bit fuller. Maybe a little bit more connected. Just notice that expansion and contraction. And that breath just starts to calm you down. And just starts to connect you more to the present. And we're going to move to Kapalabhati breathing, which is a pranayama or kriya that is a cleansing breath exercise. So if you haven't done this before, we're going to be focusing on an exhale through the nose, and at the same time the belly pumps back, so the belly button snaps back into the spine. Yeah, and so if you're new to this, you just go with it. It takes repetition. And the inhale should happen automatically. If you get lightheaded, just stop, good, and start again. And you do want there to be an inhale, okay, through the nose. So I'll demonstrate what it looks like. You take a breath in, the mouth is closed. Exhale through the nose and the belly snaps back. Okay, so we're going to do 3 rounds of about 20 breaths. So exhale to empty the lungs. As you inhale, become upright. And then forceful exhale through the nose. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Just sit with it for a moment. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Second round. Breathe in. Through the nose. Just sit with the breath. Sit with the energetic effect. One more round. Breathe in. And begin. And just notice any change in your breath, maybe the capacity as we got rid of some of that stale air, maybe how it affects your heart rate, your brain. And then you're going to come onto your hands and your knees. Take your time and bring your blocks forward if you have them. And do your hands and your knees. And you're just going to start moving through some cat-cows to warm up through the spine. As you breathe in, pull the chest forward, lift the tail. As you breathe out, round the back. So you're really stretching around the shoulder blades. This is really necessary for back bending to mobilize the scapula. Good. Inhale, pull the chest forward. And then exhale, round the back. Press into the fingers, inner palms, tuck the chin, belly button to spine. And again, breathe in, pull the chest forward through the shoulders, draw the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale to round. Good. Love a good cat-cow. And pull the chest forward, and you're going to stay in neutral. Press away. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees and hover your knees off of the mat. And notice if you get floppy, press away. Good. So you're spreading through the back body, pulling up through the belly button, and then slide your hips back over your knees so that your core is toning. Good. And you're becoming alive in this whole central part of your body, shoulders, hips, torso, core, spine, warming up all the major muscles almost like immediately. Take another breath in. Good. And then lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Upside down V. Anchor your inner palms. Firm the upper arms in. Press into the fingertips. And then the head is right between your arms, so you keep that ears and biceps in alignment. Feet hip width distance apart, widen the inner heels, spin the inner thighs back. Just hold. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Breathe in. And out. Good. Lift onto your toes. Good. And then just start to walk forward all the way to the top of the mat. And just waking up the back of the legs. Sensation. And then fold into your legs. Keep the spine long. As you breathe in, pull the chest forward. You can always use your blocks. I love them. And fold. And then inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Press the palms above the head. Merge the two sides of the body. Get longer. And then pull the thumbs through the heart and release the hands by your side. As you breathe in, lift the arms. Press your palms. And then fold. Keep the legs sharp. Right. Inner thighs spin back, weights forward. Pull the chest forward. Lift. And then step your right foot back. Lower your knee. Good. Lower your knee underneath your hip. Reach your arms up. Low lunge. Good. And then interlace the hands behind your head. Good. Wrap the elbows forward. And you're like a little basket for your head. Lift the frontal hip points, pubic bone to belly button. And then start to lean back, but without flaring the ribs. Good. You lean back. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Press your right hip forward. And it's like your hands are pulling, pressing against your head a little bit, so you start to get an extension and opening through the shoulders. Take another breath in. And then slowly release the hands down. Let's straighten your left leg. Straighten the left leg. Pull the chest forward. Use the blocks, just a half split. Plug the left thigh bone back just for a moment. Breathe in. Good. And out. Good. Step your left knee back to meet your right. Move the blocks to the side. Anahatasana. Heart melting pose. Take the hands to the corners of the mat and start to melt the chest down. So the tips of the shoulder blades press into the back of the heart. And rather than getting floppy, right, I want you to pull in. So you're not dropping into that sensation, but rather lifting through the front of the body. Press into the fingertips, forearms lift, upper arms squeeze in, and the head floats between your biceps. Again, just like we did in down dog. And then lower your forearms, just slide forward onto the belly, sphinx, press the feet down, and then pull the chest forward, and then slide the hands by the ribs, cobra, press down into the hands, lift the chest, so the whole back body lights up. And this is back bending, so important that our back body is strong. This is what helps us to open through the front. And then release, forehead to the mat. Good. Press to your knees. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. However you get there. And then take a moment to be still. Notice your breath. Can you reconnect to it? Good. Lift your heels. Lift your right leg high, breathe in. And then draw your knee into your chest, step between your hands. Lower the back knee underneath the hip, so it might be a little bit shorter. Reach your arms up. Good, and then here we go. Interlace your hands. Take the hands behind the skull. Good, wrap the elbows forward so your shoulder blades spread across the back. Good, and then lift the pubic bone towards the belly button. Little tuck of the tail. Squeeze your left glute, press the hip forward, and then start to take the elbows up. Elbows up without the ribs flaring. And then press your head against your hands. Hands press against your head. And then slowly release. You can hear the effort in the breath. Good. Straighten your right leg forward. And that's good. Sometimes your breath is like such a good communicator. If your breath is too strained and it sounds aggressive, like back off, like you want your practice to be sustainable. So you're finding that balance between effort and ease. Then pull that right thigh bone back, pull the chest forward. Little tuck of the chin so the neck is long. Good, and then bend your knee, step forward, top of the mat. You can use your blocks, pull the chest. Front of the body pulls through the shoulders. And then fold into your legs. Keep the spine long, shoulders drawing towards your hips. And then circle the arms, lift up. And pull the thumbs through the heart. Release your hands by your side. That ease. Oof. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, we fold. Sinking to the breath. Inhale. Exhale, step the left foot back. Lower your knee. Underneath the hip again. Reach your arms up. Big breath in. As we exhale, we twist to the right, cactus the arms. Good. Inhale back to center. Same direction. So we're twisting, but without the leverage of hooking, using your own strength. Inhale back to center. One more time, squeeze over towards the right. Stay here. Open your right chest. Open your right arm. Good. Stabilize into the legs. One time, we're going to lift the arms straight up and then squeeze them down like a lat pull down. Open the chest, legs stable. You should feel that right shoulder blade squeezing into the back of the heart. Good. Lift back up to center. Release the hands, straighten both legs, pyramid stretch. Just a long pyramid. Pull the chest forward. Good. Anchor down through your front big toe, the inner heel, and you start to melt. And the whole time you keep that spine nice and long so you're not collapsing. And then take the blocks to the side, hands down, lower your left knee. Step your right knee back. Good. And again, Anahatasana. So this time you're welcome to put the blocks underneath your hands, or you can take the elbows down. Good. You can even put a block between your hands and melt the chest down so it's a little bit stronger. Good. And then pull the front ribs in, belly in. And there's a pressing down, so there's a resisting, but also a little lifting up. So you're not collapsing into it. Good. And then just release. Lower the belly. Pull the chest forward. And then slide the hands by your ribs. Good. And cobra. You can stay here for cobra, or if you're ready, upward facing dog. Press the skull back. Look forward. Open the collarbones. Inner thigh spin up. Downward facing dog. Good. And just again, notice your breath. So we always are coming back to the breath, especially when we're working with this layer of the body. It's our access point. It helps us tap into something more subtle. Lift your heels. Lift your left leg high. And draw your knee to your chest. Step between your hands. Lower the knee underneath the hip. And reach your arms up. Deep breath in. Firm that left knee in towards the middle. As you twist, you rotate around the spine. Open to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. And then twist to the left. Good. Stay here. Open your left chest. Even your left forearm sometimes has a little bit of trouble opening. Good. And then we take one time. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. Stay in the twist. And then pull the elbows down. Good. Come back to center. Good. And then release your hands down. So that works all the lats, which is Really important for back bending. When we reach our arms above our head, pull the chest forward, and then exhale to fold. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Pyramid. No big deal, we go back. Here we go. Straighten both legs. Good. Big breath in, lengthen. And exhale to fold. Spine is long. Good, okay. Now we step forward. Big breath in, lengthen. Legs are sharp. Fold into the legs. Good, circle the arms all the way up. Press the palms. And then bring the hands to the heart. Release your hands by your side. Okay, bend your knees. Arms by the ears. We're coming into chair. Good. This is a great way to build a bit of heat. And sit into your legs more. And we keep going. Lift the lower belly off of the front of the thighs. And you keep going down, lower, as slow as you can. Be with the sensation. Good. Lower your butt. Lift your shins, Navasana. Grab your legs. Open the chest. Good. Reach your arms forward. So the core, our center, it's like our sense of self. Good. Deep breath in. On the exhale, you're going to slowly lower. So we're just really tapping into that fire. Good. And you want to press the lower belly down, right? So there's no gap underneath the back. Reach through the toes. Reach your arms above your head. Big breath in. Use the momentum. Circle the arms and lift back to Navasana. Good. Inhale. On the exhale, we slowly lower. Good. Press the belly down. Reach through the legs. Inhale, reach the arms above the head. As we exhale, circle and lift. Again, big breath in. Exhale, we lower, lower, lower. Reach the arms above the head. Breathe in. Good. Circle and lift all the way up. Good, and then release. Good, bring your hands behind you. Core work makes you feel alive. I think one of the things we come to yoga for is to be challenged. Good. And doing hard things connects us to that feeling of being alive. Good, press down through the heels. Good. Activate the glutes, lift the outer hips, and then option to look up or let the head go back. And we're just opening through the front of the body now, but in a really active way. So we're doing the opposite of Navasana. So that feels good to do something different, variety, but at the same time, it's really hard to hold. Use your feet, press your feet down. Inner foot heavy. Reverse tabletop is underrated. Deep breath in. And out. Good. Lower your hips all the way down. Cross your ankles, hands forward. Downward dog. Take a flow if you like. Just notice that heat, the energy that you use but also create. Good. Okay, lift your heels. Center the left foot. Lift your right leg high. So you're lifting from the inner thigh. Firm the outer hips in. Adduct the legs. And then draw your knee in towards your chest. Step between your hands. Bending into the front knee. Place that back foot 45 degrees. So we're preparing for warrior one. Firm your right outer hip in to the left inner thigh. Pull the chest forward. Grab your blocks. Good. Reach your arms forward. Get long. Stay in the legs. And then lift all the way up. Good. So we're in warrior one. Descend your front thigh. And then same thing. Lift pubic bone to belly button. And then you're going to take the block, notch it behind your head, wrap the elbows forward. Good. And you're going to start to lift the elbows up. So we're going to find a little bit more opening through the shoulders, which helps for our back bends. Good. At the same time, we're in Warrior One, so it's intense. Good. Intense stuff brings us right to the present moment. Bend into your front knee. Good. Big breath in. I love saying that. Big breath in. Say it a lot. Breathe. Good. Reach your arms overhead. Good. Hands to your hips. Step your back foot in a little bit. Preparing for revolve triangle. Bring the block into your left hand. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Pull that right hip crease back. And at the same time, press your left thigh bone back. There's about 1 meter or so between the feet. Maybe even a little bit longer. Too short, okay? Bring it back. Big breath in. Reach up through your left hand. And then start, as you reach forward, your right hip crease pulls back. You can even press your thumb into it. Good. And then bring the block just underneath your left shoulder, inside of the foot or outside of the foot. You decide. You decide which height. So left hand down, pull that right hip back, and then extend the chest forward. Anchor into your big toes. And you just start to rotate around the axis of your spine. Pelvis is stable. The left hip can soften a little bit, but work to keep the pelvis stable. Good. Reach your right arm up, if available. And then open your right chest and go straight up with your right arm like side plank. Front big toe down. Big breath in. And reach your right arm forward by your ear. Let's circle it all the way down. Just bend into your left knee. Over to the left, high Skandasana. Reach your arms out towards the side. Just giving that right leg a little break. Big breath in. And then walk your hands all the way back to the top of the mat. Lower your left knee. Maybe a block comes underneath your left hand. Reach your right arm. Circle it back. Find your foot. Good. And then rather than this stuff, can you hug everything towards center? All right, and then an option, you either stay here. This is going to be the most accessible. Don't worry if you have the foot or not. Okay? If you have the foot, you can actually grab the big toe side. Look forward. Don't usually say grab the big toe side. Good. And then maybe the left hand reaches back. Good. So you are almost like more symmetrical. You're forward. I mean, you're not symmetrical, but you're forward. You're facing front. Squeeze the left glute. Press that hip forward. And then try to broaden the collarbones. Little lift to the pubic bone. And then slowly reverse it and release. Good. Both hands down. Move the block to the side. Step to plank. Get long. Good. And then here we go. Lower chaturanga or to the belly. And cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Other side. Lift your left leg high from the inner thigh. Right heel lifts. Draw your knee into your chest. Step through. Good. Descend your left thigh bone. Place your back heel down. And widen your feet. If it's a little bit too imbalanced and stable, you just widen the feet. Firm that left hip in. Pull the chest forward. Grab your block. Reach the arms forward. Good. So as the torso lifts, descend into your left thigh. And then notice if you come into this back bend. I want you to contain the front body. Send the front thigh. And then lift your back leg. So you're pressing the blade edge of the foot. And then grab, like with your fingers, grab the block. Yeah? And then you're going to notch the block behind your head. Wrap the elbows forward. Soften the front ribs in. Lift the elbows. And breathe. Smooth and steady within the intensity. It's so full on this. right? Everything is kind of working, but you have to find somewhere to soften your face, your skin, your fingertips even. Good, and then release the block to the ceiling. Good. Step that back foot in, hands to the hips. Good, at least a meter between the feet. And then here we go. Right hip forward, pull that left hip back with the hip crease. Straighten both legs. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Deep breath in. And then start to come forward. As you come forward, the pelvis sort of moves back, or the left hip crease moves back, femur bones back. And then you'll bring the block inside of the left foot. And you can any height, and you can have it close to the foot or outside of it. Firm that left hip to the right inner thigh. Pull the chest forward. And then start to rotate the left rib cage on top of the right. Belly in, and then reach your left arm up. And open your chest. Lean the head back so that your head, the scapula, tailbone, on the same line. Finding that plumb line kind of requires leaning back a bit. One more breath. Woo, shaking. Good. Left hand down. Good. Over towards the right. Bend your right knee. Take the arms wide. Inhale. Good. And then release your arms all the way back to the top of the mat. Lower your right knee. Good. You can bring a block underneath your right hand. Good. And reach your left arm back. So you take that full circle. Open the chest. Finding the foot. Good, and then pull everything towards the midline. Hug that left knee in, big toe in. Good, squeeze your right glute, open the chest. Good, and you can stay here, or you grab the big toe side. So your arm kind of internally rotates. Look forward, find your stability. Right hand can reach back. Good, and then notice if you're really, this back one, I want you to pull in the front body. Good, heel toward your butt. Pubic bone to belly button. So you come upright. Draw the ribs in, belly in. Instability is good because it makes us focus. It draws us in to where we need to pay attention. Makes us really present. We're like wobbling, and so your effort's there. Tension is there. Your energy, right, is there. Good. And then take your right hand back down. Good. Release the foot. Good. Lift your back knee. Block to the side. Good. Step to plank. Breathe in. Lower chaturanga. To upward facing. Downward facing dog. And then lower your knees. Good. Inversion of your choice. So I'll do dolphin. If you prefer headstand, have a wall at home. That's the nice part of practicing at home is you can, for better or worse, you can do what you want. Okay, so hands down. I'll take you through dolphin, pincha as an option. Good. Round your back. Relax your head. Tuck the toes. Lift your knees. Walk your feet in. Good. So you can stay here or option to lift one leg. That option to play. And you want to hug the inner thighs towards each other. Maybe both legs left. Ribs in. Lift the tailbone. And breathe. Wherever you are, you continue to breathe. And hold for 3. Ribs in. Press down into the forearms to lift the shoulder blades. For 2. Feel the fire. For 1. God, walk your feet back. Chest forward. And then lower the pelvis. Sphinx. Feels so good. Always going to pull the chest forward. And think of upward facing dog here, yeah? Same sensation, just short arms, pull the elbows back, chest forward. And then hands by the ribs. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the legs lifted now. And reach your arms back. Good. And then we're going to squeeze. Heels into the butt. Squeeze. And extend. Like you're resisting. Good. Squeeze them in. Woo. Good. And release. Keep the pubic bone down. Yeah. So the front of the hips aren't lifting when you do it. Squeeze in. Reach. Good. And then release. Everything down. Close your eyes and just connect to the prana. Feel your heartbeat into the floor. Feel your breath maybe quicken a little bit, or now slow down. Any pulsating. Good. Again. Before you fall asleep, lift the chest. Good. Lift the legs. Reach your arms back. Good. And then here we go. Stay here. Variation 2, you squeeze in and you reach because you're strengthening the back body. Variation 3, grab the feet, flex the toes, and kick. Kick, kick, kick. And open the chest. Good. If your knees are wide, try to squeeze them together. One more breath. And release. Good. Opposite cheek to the mat. And just be totally still so you can notice the energy. Okay, flip onto your back. Flip onto your back. Okay, so we're going to move through bridge and wheel. Good. Stick with it, right? See if you can be with that electrifying sensation. Good. Hands down, feet are hip-width distance apart. You don't have to be able to touch them. Feet are underneath your knees. Little tuck of the tailbone. Good. Take a deep breath in. Inner foot is heavy, inner thighs wrap down. Good. Lift your hips up. Good. And then you can shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Option to interlace if you want. Notice if the feet turn out, they face forward. Widen the inner heels. And then lift your outer hips. Lift the tailbone up into the pelvis. Look straight up. Press into your feet more. Try to lengthen the tailbone towards your knees. It's a strong bridge when you use your legs fully. But it's your prep. It's necessary for it to be strong in order to progress. We have to do hard things and feel all the sensations in order to move forward. And then slowly come all the way down, a hand onto the belly chest. Be still. Avoid pulling the knees in. Notice how alive you are. How amazing is your body? Right, your Pranamaya Kosha, the outer layer for being able to do all these things and carry ourselves around. And then the energetic body for having the energy to carry this mass of your body around, to motivate you, to do hard things. Okay, take your hands down again, breathe in, back into bridge, lift your hips. So you can stay here, but, ask yourself why if you're not moving forward. And it's okay. You just ask yourself why, make sure it's the right answer for you. And then option to flip your hands by your ears. And take the chest towards your chin. So you find your biggest back bend first, then the crown of the head. Good. Elbows firm in. And then I want you to lift the tailbone up into the pelvis. So you press into the feet. Chest moves through the arms, so you're in your biggest back bend here. And then you can press up any amount. Oof. And just feel. Continue to press. Relax the back of your neck. Use your legs. Inner foot heavy. Inner thighs wrap down. Press into your inner palms. Notice your breath. And when it starts to change or become restricted, bring yourself down. Lower all the way. Good. And then be totally still. Don't move a muscle. So still you connect to that force, that silent force inside you. Let's do one more. We've done all the work. Okay, feet down. But sometimes I know it's hard to motivate yourself at home, so just do it. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Deep breath in. Good. Lift your hips up. Inner foot heavy. So all that alignment, all the strength in the legs. Reach your arms above your head. Plant the hands. Here we go. Come to the crown of the head. Good. And before you go anywhere, press into the legs. Open the chest, plug the shoulders back into their sockets, and then press up. And breathe. 3 breaths or more if you can, but at least 3. Be with the shaking, be with the in-between, be with the uncomfortable. If it's painful, you take it down, but discomfort is different. Challenge is different. Good. And then come all the way down. Be still. Be silent. Good. And then just give your knees a little wiggle side to side, little windshield wiper, just to kind of wash and floss through the sacrum, pelvis. Great job. Good, and then just cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. And bring your knees in. The whole class we did kind of neutral legs, neutral pelvis. So we are just finding a little bit of opening in the hips, glutes, and just enjoy it. Bringing a little bit of balance in and intensity is good, like in a sense it helps us to more easily tap into that energetic side when something's intense. But you also want to see if in these quieter moments you can be with your breath and notice that subtle energy pulsing through. And so you can keep your legs crossing the right thigh all the way over, or you can just keep your knees together. We're going to take a twist over to the left. And so drop your knees. Twisted roots. Might need to move your pelvis a little to the right. Any reclined twist. You can also bring a block underneath. Press your right shoulder down. And feel your heart rate begin to slow. Your breath slows down, but your breath might be a little bit fuller. Sometimes we need to activate these systems so that they operate more easily, more fully, when we're not paying attention to them. Come back to center, unravel your legs. Good. Even the pelvis, find a centered place. Good. And then cross your left ankle on top of the right knee and pull it in. I like to grab behind the thigh. And if your head is like reaching up, just place the block or pillow under your head. And just feel the juiciness of the stretch. Good. And then you can cross your left thigh on top of your right. Option to use the block. Good. Knees into your chest, and then drop your knees over towards the right. Left chest down. And then come back to center, coming into Savasana. You can use the blocks or pillow underneath your knee or your hamstrings like you would for a massage. If you have a pillow just underneath your knees. And then tuck your tailbone under a little bit. Flesh of the bum moves towards the knees. Legs long, arms long, and just totally flop open. So that everything can just do its thing. Let your physical body, Pranamaya Kosha, be free. Let Pranamaya Kosha, energetic or breath body, be free. And trust it knows exactly what to do. You just gave it a little bit of love and attention and cleansing to operate a little bit more smoothly, kind of like, oiling or greasing up the joints. And then just soften into yourself, going a little bit deeper. Bring your hand to your heart, your belly. Feel a sense of connection. Sending gratitude towards your center. And then hug your knees into your chest. We'll roll side to side. Good. Just roll over to one side. Keep your eyes closed. Press yourself up. Comfortable seat. Again, how we started. No deep stretch, just a comfortable seat. Moment of stillness, bring the hands into your heart. And just notice the effects of moving, finding health in the physical body, of breathing, cleansing the breath, and connecting to the subtle layer that makes all life possible. Okay, bring the thumbs to your forehead. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you bow. Namaste. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.